This is In the Shade with Matt and Jeff.
I'm Brian.
With Ashton on vacation this week, Matt and I were looking for a guest to join us and talk about trees.
I found a tree expert.
Really? Great.
His name is Brian Oake.
So, is he a professor or something?
No, not exactly, but his last name is Oake.
Well, just because his last name is Oak does not mean he knows anything about trees.
Right, but I mean, he seemed to know what he was talking about.
Okay, well, do you have a tree fact for us?
As a matter of fact, I do. According to the latest evidence, there are those who believe that the ancestors of the angiosperms diverged from an unknown group of gymnosperms sometime in the Triassic period, anywhere between 200 and nearly 250 million years ago.
Yeah.
Come on in. Join us.
Don't mind if I do, gentlemen.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I was a little standoffish before. I was just really hoping we could get a guest in that had a great story to tell about an ash tree.
I know a little bit, but let's be honest, I'm not an arborist or anything like that. But I did have an ash tree up until very recently. I live here in Southeast Minneapolis. It's one of the most beautiful spots in the entire urban area. And in our backyard, on our relatively small Southeast Minneapolis lot, we had a 4-story ash tree. Now, I have to admit, ignorance, I didn't even realize it was an ash tree until I came home one day and that telltale green spray painted line was all the way around it, marking it for death. There's not really another way to put it, right? It was time for it to come down because emerald ash borer is so pervasive, and if you don't take it down, then it's going to move on. I did a little digging, found out it was too late to treat it. And I feel like that's probably a common problem. A, people not knowing that they have an ash tree in the first place, and then B, not realizing that if you find it early enough, something can be done about it. So our once proud, mighty, majestic ash tree, the biggest tree on our property, is now literally just a pile of wood chips in the backyard.
Yeah, emerald ash borer was discovered in the Twin Cities in 2008, and a lot of people still don't even know if they have an ash tree, whether or not it can be protected or not. And like you said, in Southeast Minneapolis, a lot of them are already taken down or it's too late. We have a lot of great videos on how to ID an ash tree so that you know to have one so you can be prepared. One of the key features is compound leaves. So this is one leaf on an ash tree, and it's got multiple little leaflets as opposed to like a maple tree that has like one main leaf. Also have diamond pattern bark and opposite branching patterns, so they're on either side of each other.
And see, that's all great information. Like, I feel like people take things for granted in life everywhere, right? But suddenly the most prominent natural feature on our entire property, a house we've lived in for that long, is suddenly gone. It's literally a pile of sawdust, and it really changes the nature of it, right? It's no longer there to shade our house or to house all the birds that would come by. I mean, my wife and I were pretty upset about it. It was a relatively tragic loss.
Yeah, and sometimes removal is the only option. But whether you choose to remove or you do elect to protect your tree, there are options, and making a plan early is your best bet to getting what you need.
It feels like, to me, that taking the initiative on it, finding out right now if and how many ash trees you have on your property, and finding out where they're at and doing everything you can on the front end is what could preserve the canopy in your own yard, your own neighborhood. As you both mentioned, Southeast Minneapolis is kind of ravaged already, but that's not the case everywhere. There's still lots that can be done.
And whatever path you take, it has to be done one tree at a time.
Has anyone ever told you you have a voice for radio?
You know, I've been told I have a face for radio. Just kidding. My name is Brian Oake, and I do weekday mornings on Cities 97.1, uniquely Twin Cities. We have all kinds of amazing music. We bring you all the latest news and information. Brianne and I are there from 6 until 10 every weekday morning, and we always kick off your workday with that commercial-free Workday Kickoff. That's Cities 97.1, uniquely Twin Cities.